Hello, there's another one of these things. I don't. I sort of know a bit about what I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to see where it goes. So if this turns up in a very unexpected direction, then that's your fault. It's not my fault. So I'd like to offer something that might be helpful. Imagine, if you will, a circle 100 miles wide, and that circle represents everything that can be known, all the stuff that is, all the knowledge, all the worries, all the people in the world, all their life stories, all that stuff. And it's a 100 miles wide circle. And outside that circle is all the stuff we don't know about. That which we don't know, that which we've forgotten, and that which cannot be known. And don't ask me what they are, because I don't know. No one does. And in the middle of that 100-mile wide circle is you. And in your hand, you've got a stone, a pebble. And that stone represents all the things that you know, your story, your memories, your interactions. And even if you're somebody with a brain the size of a planet and you're an expert and you know lots of stuff, you've got this, really, it's a tiny, tiny, tiny fragment of what there is to know about. So, hopefully that's made you feel massively insignificant. But that's not entirely why I wanted to say it. What I wanted to, my point, I have a point, sometimes I have a point, is that what you have in that pebble in your hand can be further divided into things that you can do something about, that you have control over, and things that you have no control over. And all the stuff that isn't in that pebble, you have no control over. I mean, you have no control over the water supply in a small village in Africa, unless you're the bloke who lives in that village and you've got the tap. But you've got control over a very small amount of stuff in your life, in practice. And you can make a list of it. Make a list of the things that you're worried about. Make a list of the things that you're bothered about. And put them in one of two columns on that list. Stuff you can do something about and stuff you can't do something about. And you'll find that there'll be a whole load of things that are in the stuff you can't do something about. To those I say, why are you worried about things you can't do anything about? Some people worry about their hair going grey. I fortunately do not have that problem, and I don't know how I'll react when it starts to go grey, but I'll probably buy some sort of product and dye it. But for now, it's fine. My hair is a perfectly normal shade of brown. It's just a very light shade of brown, which through this camera looks a bit on the white side. However, that was a joke. Not a very good one. So, things you can't do anything about, let go of them. Then you've got this smaller list of things you can do something about. And again, you can divide that into two things, into two columns. Are you doing something about it? And the answer is yes or no. And if it's something that you can do something about and you're not doing something about it, then you either don't care enough, it's not enough of a problem to make you do something about it, or you might as well just accept it because you're not doing anything about it. And it's only you that's bothered about it. That's the other thing about this pebble, is it's unique to you. It contains only the things that you care about. There may be an overlap between other people. Some other people, you may have things in common. You may support the same football team or like the same things or care about the fate of the Madagascar penguin. But that particular blend of things is unique to you. And so if there are things on there that you can do something about that are bothering you, do it. Because if you're not going to do anything about it, it's your fault. Don't worry about it. Stop worrying about it, because if it's in your hands to change it, to fix it, to challenge it, and you're not, then you don't care enough. You just want to worry for the sake of worrying, is my submission to you for your consideration. And you can tell me to get stuffed if you want. It's up to you. It's your head. You do what you want with it. But there'll be an awful lot of things on there that you can't do anything about. You're getting old. Your people you know will die. Shit will happen. This country may or may not go bust, or go to war with somebody, or, you know, when I was growing up in the 80s, the nuclear holocaust was all the rage, about the thing we could worry about and do absolutely nothing to prevent. Or I went on a few marches, and you know, we now have no nuclear weapons whatsoever, so, you know, you're welcome for that. That's, you know, I did that, me and a couple of million other people. Same with apartheid, you know, a few marches down Oxford Street and we saw them right off. And, you know, Nelson Mandela was released, and the rest is history, and South Africa now has no racism or crime or any problems whatsoever. So you're welcome. So we did something. Maybe it made a difference. Maybe, you know, maybe it made us feel like we were making a difference, and that's fine, you know. But if there's something that you can do something about, do something. If you're not doing something about it, it's not enough of a problem to make you do something about it. And of the things that are bothering you, that you can't do anything about, try letting them go a bit. Accept them. That's all you can do with things that bother you, that you can't do anything about. Accept them. And you'll find that if you accept them, and I'm not saying you have to like them, you can still hate the fact that you're getting older. You can still hate the fact that your parents will die. You can still rail against dementia that's just taken Terry Jones, the Monty Python guy. But it's going to happen. And actually your brain is very adaptable and clever. And it will very quickly, if you let go of that thing, it'll find something else for you to worry about and be bothered about, be annoyed about, and be afraid of, because that's kind of what your brain does. It looks for threats, it looks for opportunities, it looks for things that might eat you, that you can eat. That's its basic survival function. And so that's what it's going to do. But you have a bit more choice in what it does. So the next time you're awake at 3 o'clock in the morning thinking about something, do this analysis on it. It's very simple. All of the stuff that I advocate, that I tell people to do, or that I suggest to people that they can do, is very simple. Because life is very simple. Because I am very simple. Just ask yourself, can I do something about it? Yes or no? Am I doing something about it? Yes or no? And, you know, maybe that'll help. And maybe it won't. I don't know. There's a bloke on the internet saying stuff.